Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's talk about a rumor that's been buzzing around the NFL circles, and honestly, it's enough to make Bears fans sit up and pay close attention. Word on the street and some well-placed whispers suggest that the San Francisco 49ers are potentially considering trading Nick Bosa, one of the league's most dominant pass rushers, to the Chicago Bears. Yeah, I know, it sounds like something straight out of a fantasy football dream, but stay with me, because if this deal goes down, it could be a total game-changer for the Bears, defense, and their entire playoff push. First, let's break down what this means. Nick Bosa, for those who maybe haven't been paying close enough attention, has been one of the most disruptive forces in football over the past few seasons. The guy is a wrecking ball on the edge, capable of generating pressure against even the most solid offensive lines. In 2022, for example, he racked up 18 sacks, an elite number, and has been a consistent Pro Bowler, even earning All-Pro honors. His career numbers are staggering: 90 sacks, 400 total tackles, multiple forced fumbles, and a reputation as a game wrecker. His stats include a career PFF grade of around 91.5, and he's a nightmare for any quarterback trying to drop back under pressure. Essentially, he's the kind of player every team dreams of having, someone who can change the game on every snap. Now, why would the 49ers even consider trading Bosa? Well, the whispers suggest that San Francisco is making some strategic moves to free up cap space, particularly to extend their quarterback, Brock Purdy, with a hefty deal that could hit around $220 million. To do that, they're looking at releasing or trading some players to clear around $20 million in cap space. Bosa's hefty contract, combined with the team's need to prioritize other areas like their offensive line, which has allowed 25 sacks this season, makes him a prime trade candidate. The 49ers are seemingly willing to part ways with Bosa to rebuild their cap and focus on maintaining their core around Purdy, who's been a revelation but needs more protection and support. But here's where it gets really interesting for the Bears. Chicago, sitting at a solid 6-3, has struggled with pass rush depth despite having some promising players like DeMarcus Walker and rookie Terrell Lewis, who's shown flashes with 5 sacks so far. But what they really lack is that consistent, game-changing edge rusher, a true difference maker who can elevate the entire defense. Bosa, with his elite pass rush skills, would do exactly that. Imagine a front seven with Bosa leading the charge, creating chaos in the backfield, forcing turnovers, and turning third-and-long situations into quick punts. It's exactly what the Bears need to boost their chances of shutting down high-powered offenses like the Packers, Lions, and Vikings. Statistically speaking, adding Bosa could boost the Bears' sack total by around 13 to 15 sacks, pushing them from their current 8 sacks per game to over 30. That's a massive leap. It would also significantly improve their pressure rate, moving from around 34% to nearly 58%. That kind of pressure has a domino effect. It leads to more quarterback-hurried throws, more mistakes, and more turnovers. For a defense that's been solid but inconsistent, that's the kind of upgrade that can turn a good defense into a truly elite one. Plus, Bosa's presence would allow the Bears to free up other pass rushers like DeMarcus Walker or rookies to play more freely, knowing they have a true superstar anchoring the line. From a strategic perspective, this move could be a major catalyst for the Bears. With Bosa on the edge, the defense could reduce opponents' yards per pass from around 6.5 yards to closer to 5.0, making it tougher for teams to pick apart the secondary. It would also help the secondary stay more aggressive, knowing that the front line can get after the quarterback quickly, forcing hurried throws and bad decisions. That, in turn, could lead to an increase in turnovers, moving from their current 1.5 turnovers per game up to 2.6, giving the Bears more short fields to work with offensively. Now, let's talk about the impact on the playoff picture. If the Bears manage to land Bosa, it's not just about this season. It's about setting up a sustainable, dominant defense for years to come. his presence could push Chicago's win rate of NFC wins from the current 55% to over 80%. That's a huge difference when you're trying to secure a playoff spot or even a division title. Remember, the NFC North is still very much up for grabs, and with the Packers, Lions, and Vikings all capable of beating each other on any given Sunday, adding a player of Bosa's caliber could be the final piece to the puzzle. And it's not just about the immediate impact. The trade could send ripple effects throughout the NFL, especially in the NFC. Think about how the Bears could become a legit Super Bowl contender with such an elite pass rusher leading the charge. The odds would shift significantly, going from plus 13000 to plus 3500 in Super Bowl betting markets, making Chicago a much more feared team. Bosa's presence on the edge would turn the Bears into a team that offenses have to game plan around, and that kind of pressure can elevate everyone. Of course, all this hinges on whether the 49ers are truly willing to part ways with Bosa and what they'd want in return. The speculation suggests they'd be looking for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, along with some cap relief. For the Bears, this could be a strategic move, trading away some future assets to secure a cornerstone piece that could redefine their defense for the next half-decade. It's a bold move, but if it pays off, it could be remembered as one of the most impactful trades in recent NFL history. In summary, the potential acquisition of Nick Bosa by the Chicago Bears is a storyline that could reshape the entire NFC North and give Chicago fans reason to be incredibly optimistic. A player of his caliber would make the Bears' front seven one of the most feared units in the league, forcing teams to rethink their offensive game plans every week. It would bolster the pass rush, reduce opponents' yards per pass, increase turnovers, and ultimately make the Bears a more complete, dangerous team capable of competing at the highest levels. Whether this trade materializes or not, the fact that it's even being discussed shows just how ambitious and hungry Chicago is to make a real statement in the NFL this season and beyond. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if the Bears do pull off this trade, it would send shockwaves through the NFC. Imagine a defense anchored by a dominant pass rusher like Bosa, making it much harder for opposing quarterbacks to operate comfortably. Fields would benefit from having more time to throw and more opportunities to make plays downfield. The secondary could play more aggressively, knowing the pressure on the quarterback is relentless. And for Chicago, it's about building a team that can not only make the playoffs, but also contend for a Super Bowl in the near future. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, and there are risks involved, such as the cap implications, potential injuries, and the cost of giving up future assets. But sometimes, to reach the highest peaks, you have to make bold moves. The Bears have shown they're willing to do that this season, and adding a player like Bosa could be the ultimate statement of intent. It's a gamble, sure, but one with potentially enormous rewards. Now, let's not forget that this is still just speculation for now. The 49ers might decide to keep Bosa, especially considering how vital he's been to their success. But if the rumors are true, and Chicago pulls this off, it's going to be one of those moves that fans will talk about for years. It could redefine what the Bears are capable of and set a new standard for what the franchise can achieve. The NFC North could look very different in the coming years, and Chicago could finally be that dominant force everyone has been waiting for. So Bears fans, keep your eyes peeled. This is the kind of story that could develop quickly, and when it does, it could turn this season into something truly special. The road to the Super Bowl is never easy, but with bold moves and a little bit of luck, the Chicago Bears could be on the brink of something extraordinary. The future is bright, and the potential for greatness is right there on the horizon. Let's stay hopeful, stay loud, and continue pushing this team to greatness. We're all in this together, and I can't wait to see what unfolds next. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.